Alright. Weird for us to start off this intro by the side of the road. I'm thinking I may as well get here first and make the, intro quick. So today is chest day. Toby unfortunately couldn't come yet again. So we're doing this solo. And I am tired as fuck. So I said I would grab an energy drink today. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Because I'm like so fucking tired I could barely walk. Like I barely got out of the house today. That is not good for me at all. At least I had some carbs beforehand. So we're going pretty late. It's 7:10. So probably gonna have a 2-hour session this time. Because God knows I need it. Alright. God knows I need that fucking sesh. So, yeah. There's this ice cream shop. They recently opened this up. Oh, never saw that one before. But, anyways. What are we going to do for today's chest day? Well, let's see. You got your bench press. You got your cables. Maybe some overhead tricep extensions. And then some other type of tricep extension. Maybe tricep katanas. I really like that exercise. When I tried out Sam Sulek's recently. I can't fucking speak. I'm tired. God damn. When I tried Sam Sulek's recent arm workout at Planet Fitness. There we go. He incorporated one set of tricep katanas as like a controlled set. Okay. But today we're probably going to incorporate those. Well, like I said, it's still a to be determined kind of thing. Let's just grab an energy drink. Let's do this. Let's just get this shit over with. Let's see what they have today. Well, as expected, nothing much. Bach or a peach pat. What? I don't know why I said that. Oh, I'm so fucking tired. I don't really have anything good besides that, so that's exactly what we're gonna grab. Let's go. Bench is acquired. Now what's left to do is adjust it proportionally. I think just below the 6 should be well enough. Actually, I honestly don't even know. Right there. Let's see how that looks like. What the fuck? Oh, this one's lower than... Oh, God damn it. This one's lower than the other one. Yeah, that should be good bench height. On a fucking clips. God damn it. Let's just not warm up the bar. Let's just get immediately into 135. So I'm not feeling as tired anymore, which is great because I'll be able to perform better for you guys so that you could see, what exactly we're working with, right? This barbell doesn't stick out enough, which almost makes me worry that we're going to have issues once more, which, shouldn't be having issues with this barbell. But apparently we do. And that's something that's going to ruin my performance if it further continues. So, I'd say for this, we do some heavy sets. I did say I was going to have one day where I do heavy sets and the other is just volume. So 5 sets of maybe just 2 plates for as many reps as I physically can should be well enough to stimulate growth. But but otherwise, I'm not sure. That's still up for debate because I have elbow reps with me, and I was supposed to go heavy with Tubby today, but due to his inactivity today, we're having yet another solo workout. So it's not a problem. It's just, I was supposed to lift with this dude all summer because he was supposed to be free, but now that he has a job, I don't think that's happening anytime soon. Let's just not worry about it too much. Let's just get started. My wrist's kind of feeling actually better, so let's see how this feels. Okay, my hat's falling off, and my wrist's starting to come back. Ah, shit. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need reps for this. So, and what I hate really about this I hate these fucking voice cracks. God damn it. What I really hate about this barbell is the fact that it doesn't stick out enough, so it just hits essentially the rack and becomes more difficult for me to re-rack because of how close. Look at this. Look at this shit. Oh, God. And how these racks, or these J-hooks, aren't fucking stable enough for this. Which, you know what? It's just fucking great. It's just beautiful. I really, really am gonna fucking enjoy this. Whatever. Hopefully my bench isn't weak today compared to... I can't fucking speak without a voice crack. God damn it. Hopefully my bench isn't as weak as fucking, Monday. So we'll just put on wrist wraps and see how this shit will fly. Because I want to hit my 315 bench again. And if I don't hit that soon, I'll never be able to hit 405 by the end of the year. If I don't get started on that shit now. Oh, the fucking J-hook is being retarded. Oh, that's great. Oh, it's kind of a struggle too. God damn it. I'm definitely gonna need clips. And I'm definitely either gonna need a spot or it's gonna be incredibly difficult to move farther away from the J-hooks. I keep fucking hitting them. And that's what stalls my bench. God damn it, dude. Alright, let's just move on to the first working set of 225. Not gonna go too heavy, but just heavy enough to the point where we make the weight heavy and just train till failure every time, or at least leave one rep in reserve so that we can re-rack this shit safely. So, yeah. Okay. So that was kind of a bit of a struggle. Voice crack. Again, I hate this. That was kind of a bit of a struggle. But then again, I also couldn't find clips. And this is my second set. You guys are probably wondering, oh, why'd you cut to your first working set? Or why didn't you? There's a person standing in front of the camera, so I didn't really capture shit. It's honestly my fault for putting the camera directly right next to the trash can where people need it to wipe off their shit. So, kind of my fault for being an asshole there. But I low-key could have gotten more reps out of that. My bench is starting to feel like shit, but it's okay. We'll just see how these other 3 sets are going to go. And the worst part about this, I can't speak. The worst part about this is there is nobody, and I mean nobody, by the front desk to ask for fucking collar clips. So I had to use 2.5 pounds just to prevent the plates from sliding by a ton. Reduces it, but it doesn't completely stop it, you know? So I don't really know what to say after that, because this is retarded. I can't really do shit. But we're gonna have to work with what we're gonna have to work with. My wrist still feels like shit. Whatever. It's chest day, I shouldn't be complaining. The 3 more sets, just like that. At least leave 1 rep in reserve. Unless I get a spotter and they help me push past failure, whereas I have to do assisted reps. But I low-key wanted to do that with Tubby. And guess what? Tubby's not here. I'm the only one here. It's going to be benching for hours at a day. Or at a time. So, whatever. I'll just cut to the next set. Okay. That was a lot more difficult of a set than it should have been. Oh, god damn it. Why is everything so fucking difficult? It's so difficult to unrack and move away from the J-hooks simultaneously. This is so fucking stupid. And my wrist hurts like hell. You start trading some sort of wrist mobility or something. Yo, this is ridiculous. I'm on my 3rd set and I already feel like shit. But whatever. 2 more sets to go. Okay. Well, the reps are certainly getting weaker and lower. Which is bad. Because I really need more rep range out of this one. I mean, this is, if you really think about it, this is kind of like a high volume day. 5 sets and a lot of reps instead of 2-3 sets and single, double, or triple reps. So, in a way, this kind of is a high volume working day because we're not going up in weight. We're staying with probably 60-70% of my 1 rep max for reps until I actually get stronger from this point. But with this, I actually managed to hit 9, 10, 11 reps in a single set back in the old high school weight room. So, see my rep range decrease from that point to this point. It's pretty fucking terrible if you ask me. But I can't sit here and complain all day. I just need to do what needs to be, done. And I can't really do that if, I sit here and complain all day whilst time passes by. So one more set, just like that, and we'll try to really push ourselves. Add some bounce reps here and there. And sure, bounce reps in a way is cheating, but if you're like me, who has professionalism in benching, deadlifting, squatting, knows what he's talking about, not one of these, fucking TikTokers, 16-year-olds that are hitting 455 bench for reps with one of the strongest elbow wraps in the world, slingshot, belt, and a back so fucking arched, it just looks like some sort of fucking structure from another country. If you're like any of those teenagers, then you shouldn't be watching this video and critique my bench form in a way if you think that is wrong, right? Because my bench form is, I wouldn't say the best. Like, my ass is supposed to completely be flat on the bench and use subliminal leg drive, right? But in a way, my bench form is better than 99% of gymnasts, gym rats, gym bros, etc. These 14, 15-year-olds, fake weights, hitting significantly higher numbers than they should with some of the strongest elbow wraps in the world. I'm doing this shit raw. Like, I'm not even doing elbow wraps. I'll only ever use elbow wraps if I go past 275, 285, for like 295, for instance. That's something I'd use elbow wraps with, not fucking 135 pounds at 150, 170 pounds body weight. That's just something we call here retarded. Okay? So, if you want to argue about bench form, open TikTok and search up, and I quote, strongest teen bench presses, or bench press PR, and hit search, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So, I'm nothing like that. Alright? So, if I want to add bounce reps, and you call that cheating, open up TikTok, and you'll find out what cheating really is. Which will not even pass any powerlifting federations whatsoever. So, I'm kind of, at this point, what's it called? A yapaholic, where I yap too much instead of working. But I'm just trying to get, like, serious with you guys. As much as I love making videos and posting them on YouTube for people to see, grab inspiration for, because this channel is mostly inspired by Sam Sulik. I wouldn't be in the gym if it weren't for Sam, honestly. If this wasn't here, I don't know what will be. Because I have learned so much in the past 2 years of lifting. Because as a beginner, I didn't really know what the fuck I was doing. I just wanted to get incredibly strong. Like, I wanted to be huge. I wanted to be jacked. I want to be like some sort of fucking NFL player physique. But now I'm powerlifting with good form, right? Not the most incredible form, but like still better than 99% of the gym community. I've talked. Let's just get to the final set and get out of here. Oh. Okay. That was a good set. Probably not the best one, but better than the fourth set. That's for sure. I'm done here. My hat keeps fucking falling off, even if it's shut tight. So, whatever. That's a good set. That's good enough for me. Let's go do some cables. It's a little bit free over here, so that's at least the good part. And honestly, after some cable extensions, I could do some chest flies with both of these machines over here. Well, after this guy is finished. But I mean, honestly, this next exercise shouldn't be too shabby, right? Something I could do easily, and that's going to be some overhead tricep extensions. So just like so, warm up. Not really sure if I'm getting this on camera, but that's one warm-up set. Now we're just going to do some controlled sets. We're not really going to go like, I mean, we are going to go moderately heavy on this one, but just with this unique exercise, it's honestly something more about control rather than just repping it out, because, you know, at this position over on top of your head, this is a very vulnerable position, right? I can't fucking talk. I apologize. I'm just saying, like, with this exercise, you're in a very vulnerable position, whereas if you don't control this, then you might just strain your shoulder or rotator cuff or something like this. Because if you're in this position right here, your shoulder joints or your rotator cuffs are in a very vulnerable position if you don't keep your elbows tucked 99% of the time. And if you're just repping it out with extremely heavy weight that you can't physically control, then you're going to create a much bigger imbalance than you need to. So this one, honestly, it's all about control. Whereas if you do a push down, you know, something like this, you don't really need to control it. I think personally, push downs are more of like a blood pumping exercise rather than a control and stretch and shit, which you could do also. But I have gotten more significant gains from pumping out heavy weights using the full stack on push downs than just controlling and stretching the muscle. So, but like I said, with overhead tricep extensions, I think personally it's all about controlling everything, right? So let that be a word of advice for you and other future lifters and shit. Let's just get on with this first set. That was pretty good. I couldn't go as far away as from the cable like I wanted to, but just like position yourself up here where you're kind of leaning in forward so you don't bump into this thing. That's still a great position to be in because the rest of your body is locked, and the only thing that's pushing the cable here and there is your triceps, right? The rest of your core, the rest of your body is being stabilized by this little pull over here. That's good technique. And that's, you know, something about this exercise is different, honestly. I've only ever done it like 5, 8 times in my entire lifting career. But I've noticed significant bumps from this exercise compared to, you know, your regular push down. which obviously you might do in today's video. This is something more unique. You know, you don't see a lot of lifters do this. Unless you count, you know, probably 40-year-old dads, you know, trying to get a nice stretch with like 10 pounds on the stack. And sure. But like, honestly, it's a pretty good exercise for triceps. I instantly feel like bigger just from doing this. But I've mostly grown my triceps from doing heavy pushdowns. You know, this is a pretty unique exercise I'd recommend for any split that you have, like whatsoever. Let's just move on to the next set. Okay. Woo. That feels great, honestly. But really puts a lot of stress on my elbow joints. Because, you know, I'm fully locking out this one. And, you know, a lot of people say if you don't lock out in the vast majority of your lifts, it doesn't count as a rep. There are certain things where people would want to keep tension on in order to promote more stimulus to the muscle, right? So not a lot of things, you gotta remember this, not a lot of things need lockout 99% of the time. Because just by keeping the tension on something, just like right here, is perfect enough for muscle stimulus, muscle growth, all that other stuff, right? Because I already talked about this 1,000 times, and I will say this again to confront the haters for saying half reps, right? When you lock out fully, like let's say you're doing a tricep pushdown and you're locking out fully, you're putting more stress on the elbow joints than you need to, right? And whereas you keep tension just like right here, just like before the lockout, not right here. This is not a rep, like right here, right? Not like here. For a lot of people, this would count as a rep because you're keeping constant tension on the muscle that you want to grow, that you want to promote growth to, right? Your elbow joints are not a muscle. They're a mix of tendons that connect bone to bone, right? Those do not grow. And the more stress you put on them, the more likely an injury will happen, right? So like let's say you're benching heavy weight, right? If you lock out even just a little bit too much, if you extend on your lockout, you're more likely to have a joint injury than to grow your triceps and your chest and all that stuff. So what people do, especially bodybuilders in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, they would keep constant tension on the muscle that they're trying to promote growth to. So like let's say for example they're benching. They're not doing half reps. They're repping it out. And right here, right, is a full rep just before the edge of the lockout, so that they still have constant tension on their triceps and chest. Whereas if they were to do this, you know, since they're carrying a lot of mass, they're more likely to tear something, right? Especially if you're benching with bad form. So I just want to put it out there that not a lot of people know what they're talking about, and they're more likely to concur an injury than to, you know, make gains. I've talked about this 1,000 times, and this will probably be the final time I will say this. unless people force me to say it 1,000 times more, right? Not everything needs a constant lockout, right? Just here, just right at the edge before the lockout, before you flex that elbow joint and tricep all along, is perfect enough for you to make exceptional gains. So, whereas if you were to fully lock out, you're putting more stress on your elbow joints than you need to. So, just putting it out there for the people that are new to lifting and think they know shit, but clearly don't. I'm just putting an end to most people that are hating on people or other gym goers that are twice as big than they are, right? Oh, you don't know what you're doing. Dude, what? Come on. I think we all can agree that new gym goers who are half an average gym goer, or like not above average gym goer size, know more than they do, right? I know what I'm talking about. Like I've had just about enough experience just to talk about that shit, right? And that's most of my gym sessions, just talking about proper form, right? Because believe me, I've been there. I've started out with just like overlocking out my shit when I started doing push downs with ropes, cables, any other fucking accessory. So I know what I'm talking about because I've had just about enough experience to prove what is better for muscle growth. But then again, it depends on the person. It depends on your preference. Depends which muscle is more dominant for you in a lift. But that's just like the general, what's the word? That's like the general recommendation that not a lot of gym goers know about. So it's wise that you should listen up to what the fuck I'm talking about. But enough talk. Let's just do this final set. Okay. Ooh. Got a little dizzy from there. That'll be good enough for me. Let's go do something else. With this one, it's kind of a bit more underrated than what people actually think, right? So, you got your regular shoulder press, but honestly, I prefer this type of shoulder press over any sort of like dumbbell press, overhead, or Arnold press, or whatever the fuck. Because this one's unique in its own way because it gives me more stabilization because, the handles are right here and then it gives me an exceptional path to perform this exercise without, any injury or any imbalances and shit. So, but this one I can actually push hard and not worry about any injuries. And the grip path for me kind of just depends because if I just do a normal shoulder press grip like this is a very like vulnerable position for me, or just uncomfortable in general. So I prefer more of a neutral stance because because with this I'm more comfortable with my wrists twist this way. But if I were to go all the way back here, I can't go past this point, and it becomes really difficult for me to perform the movements and get out of it. So, then again, it's also just kind of like a preference in a way. So, do what's best for you. But my recommendation is just this. So I'm thinking 3 sets on this, 1 controlled set, and then pump it out afterwards if I can't physically control anymore, and then 2 burnout sets or pump out sets, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And then we can probably do 1 more movement if we hurry the fuck up with this one. And we will be done for the day. I can't really do pec decks because, that shit's going to be occupied until the day I die. So that's not going to be free anytime soon, to put it in perspective. So I don't know if this is a good camera angle. I really try my best to find exceptional camera angles. This one should be just as exceptional. So let's just get started on this first set. Okay. Whew. That tires you out quick. Holy fuck. Okay. That was our first controlled set. Now time for 2 more burnout sets. 1 minute break in between. I don't want to spend too much time on this machine because I want to get the shit over with. It's mostly a chest pump, but considering the fact it's push day, you obviously got to add some shoulders to it. My front delts don't really need. My front delts. Fuck. My front delts don't really need as much work because I get that indirect work from benching or any just sort of like tricep movement. But it's good to sometimes work it. I don't like working front delts personally. If I were to get big delts, I would focus more on the side delts and the rear delts, etc., etc., etc. Front delts are just like 20% of the shoulder if you want boulder shoulders, quote unquote. So let's just get on to the next set. Alright, that felt good. 1 more set just like that. Yeah. Okay. Whew. Oh, it felt nice. As much as I hate training front delts, because, I really don't have to, this one's nice. This machine I like personally. One of my personal favorite shoulder trainers. Alright. Enough talk, let's move on to something else. So I think, honestly, what I'm probably going to finish off with is just the rope tricep push down. Judging by how the gym looks right now, it was a bit more free, but I can tell more people love training in the night rather than the day. So at that rate, we'll just probably do some stretching for the first set, and then 2 more sets are just going to be like a burnout set. I can't really go like heavy on this one because, with this position right here, it's kind of difficult to, for me personally, compared to all the other attachments. That is easier for me. But, Doesn't mean we can't go decently heavy on this. So let's just probably stick with a weight I can control first, and then go a little bit more heavier. Oh, you're using this? Oh. You want to work in? Yeah, okay. Okay, now let's move on to the next two heavy sets. Okay. Oh, okay. Honestly, I would have had much more extension if I just lowered the weight. I'll keep the weight there. That's good enough for me. It's like I said, my goal is to not fully extend whenever I'm doing, extensive movements. It should just keep constant tension. So one more set. Just like so. And maybe we'll do like a forearm burnout set if we still have time before we can go pose down. And then we're out of here. Okay. Oh my god. Oof. Felt a bit dizzy. I'd say I'm done there. Let's go superset forearms for one set, and then go pose down. All right. So that was a total of what, like, fucking hell. Probably, let's see, 2 warm-up sets on bench, 5 working sets, 7, 10, 13, 16. Sorry. You're good. You're like 18 sets. So let's see what 18 sets can get you. Ugh. Okay. Well, I completely forgot how difficult it is to take off my fucking shirt. God damn. Got it off. I'm liking this. Oh, god damn it. Oh shit. Oh, I like this. Holy shit. What the fuck? Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, I feel great. Oh my god. That certainly is a pump if I've ever seen one. Holy shit. Yeah, sure. You just finished your workout? Yeah. You look like Sam Sullivan. Yeah, really? I've been getting that a lot recently. I used to have longer hair. Oh shit, how much you weigh? Like 168. 168? You look good. I'm only 16. 16? You wanna guess my age? 19. 17. 17? Yeah. You're lying. I'm not. I can show you my ID. Alright, ready? Go like this right here. How much you weigh? 250. 50? Yeah. Thank you. You keep up the great work too. That was awesome. That was fucking wholesome. Not really a lot of development there, but that was wholesome. That was wholesome. But yeah, that concludes today's workout, today's pump check, and gotta say it's absolutely atrocious. So, I mean, for a person that's training mostly for strength, you can get significant pumps just from that. But, I mean, yeah. So, I'm starving. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna eat later. But go ahead. You're good. I honestly want Chipotle, but I don't have Chipotle money. I guess I'll probably eat something at home. Let's just get the fuck out of here. Alright, so we are out and about once more. Chest pump was immaculate. I could say for high volume work, you certainly get better pumps with it. But I'm more of a strength kind of guy, so that's probably going to be my main focus the entire summer, or at least what's left of it. So I'm pretty consistent with this Planet Fitness thing, and we most definitely will be. I want to increase it to like 6 days a week, maybe even 7. No pun intended, obviously. But with just a lot of shit going on right now, I only have about 5 days a week, which, you know, is fine. Can work with it. But, you know, I always want to do more because I feel so fucking lazy. Just sitting at home, doing absolutely fucking nothing. It gets to a certain point where you want to strangle yourself, right? If you've been going to the gym for a decent amount like I have, and you really want to be consistent with this whole gym thing and want to further improve yourself, you'd feel the same way, right? But that's besides the point. Chest pump was good. Couldn't have been better if I had my homeboy with me, but, you know, there was other plans. So, either way, we did what we were supposed to do, and that's what matters. But tomorrow's back. I was thinking of doing a Sam Sulek back day and maybe just like skipping deadlifts just this once. But that doesn't mean I won't be training deadlifts once a week. Obviously, I obviously want to train deadlifts more than twice a week at best. Minimum 2 times a week. But nothing less. So we're gonna need to maybe make an exception just this once. Then again, I don't know. We'll see. I was thinking of trying Sam's back workout. Like a classic Sam Sulek back workout. Fuck. A classic Sam Sulek back workout. But in order for me to do that, I'm gonna need to go to some sort of old school gym where they have more hammer strength machines. So obviously, Planet Fitness does not have what Sam used at his old YMCA or something. Or like the Immortal Fitness gym that he went to back in Ohio. So that's gonna be an issue. Maybe we could switch it out for something better. Or not really better, just more optimal. But if I want to try this back workout that I had in mind, I'm gonna need everything 1-to-1. Or just, go to the same gym he went to, which obviously is in Ohio, but does it look like I live in Ohio? No, not quite. So with that, we're probably gonna have to think on something, but otherwise we might need to make some adjustments towards that workout. But other than that, I think we're good enough to call it a night and go home, probably eat a whole pizza or two. I don't really have Coke because it's locked in the fucking garage and I don't have the key. So yeah, already pretty tired. I mean, this energy drink did last me a good time. Better than yesterday and the day before that when I cut it for a bit. But, starting to feel pretty tired again. That's all right. If I'm knocked out, then I'll sleep damn well, like a fucking baby. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Good night's sleep. And I'm surprised I can still physically walk after today's leg day. Or not, what? Today? Yesterday. My bad. Because that leg press really was like some sort of certain finisher and knocked my legs out cold temporarily. And I was honestly expecting something way worse the day after that, the day when I wake up. Nothing really. My legs feel a bit sore, but I can walk just fine. I guess I didn't go hard enough on that leg press. So that is something we were gonna do more often as like a finisher. So might be a little hard to get to because everybody wants to use that leg press. But in the end, we'll most definitely get to it every chance we get. So that basically concludes that. Nothing really much else to discuss. Back day for tomorrow is still to be determined. I will further explain that tomorrow. So, see you guys tomorrow.